So we came from San Antonio. It's your first bus ride.
The first Greyhound bus ride I have ever taken, yes. Not my first bus ride.
Not your first bus ride.
Been on plenty of wheels go round and round.
That's not what I meant.
Yep.
So, I want to ask you one question.
What's that?
How wheelchair accessible was the Greyhound bus?
Oh, see, that's interesting. Greyhound bus is wheelchair accessible. However, there's only 2 wheelchair seats on the bus.
Only 2 wheelchairs can be on the bus. So, like, if you need a wheelchair spot, you need to make sure that you push wheelchair.
Call in advance, push wheelchair, let them know what's happening. Don't show up with any surprises.
Yes.
It was great. It was just like getting on the metro bus where it has the lift that is a part of the vehicle. But this is interesting that the ramp folds into the bottom half of the bus.
Yes, I thought that was pretty cool.
I've never seen that before. But I guess that's how the big buses do it. The bus was very spacious. I had enough room to maneuver the wheelchair. The seats fold back. So that's how you're able to I guess have all that room.
Yeah, so there was like a belt on the bottom of where the wheelchair chairs go, and so there's 2 people that can sit next to each other. So I sat next to Garland. He was in the wheelchair space, and I was next to him on the aisle seat.
On the opposite aisle.
Yeah, on the opposite aisle. So the chairs, like those chairs are on our, not exactly a conveyor belt, but like a, what do you call it? Or like a grid, I guess. And they just fold them up, and then they just push them, so that someone in a wheelchair can sit. And so they have Did they handle you properly in your wheelchair? How was the handling process of that?
Uh, Actually, they were great as far as how do you normally transfer? Can you transfer? Uh, they made sure that you had your little seatbelt on whenever you're going up the ramp. So the the drivers and the staff of Greyhound are pretty well trained in handicap accessibility, or
How to handle
how to
someone in a
handle
wheelchair?
somebody in a wheelchair. So even even coming back from SeaWorld, uh,
San Antonio.
San Antonio,
We did go to SeaWorld though.
even coming back from San Antonio, uh, my my wheelchair had taken so much abuse from being on the different surfaces that my bolt had shaken loose and had gotten stuck to where I couldn't even move my wheels, and that happened at the Greyhound.
Coming back.
Coming back as I was getting on the bus, and they handled that perfectly. They were able to get me onto the ramp because it had stopped working, or I was stopped, like the
Huh?
I was stopped in front of the ramp,
Uh-huh.
like this far in front of the ramp to get on the bus, and we're all sitting here wondering, what now? I'm kind of stuck, and so they said, any suggestions? And of course, I said, I have no idea. This has never happened to me before. And they just jumped in and was like, all right, well, we're going to try to mess with this piece, and we're going to get this out of the way quick enough so we can try to get your wheels moving. And luckily they were just able to do that to get me on the bus, because we was already behind schedule.
And he made that clear. The bus driver really made that clear. That bus.
that bus never makes it to Houston on time.
He was
not ever.
If y'all need to catch another bus, this bus doesn't always ever make it to Houston on time, ever. Or always late.
And as nice as that guy was, it just annoyed me to no end. Because you can't just, obviously you have to let somebody know that they're not going to make their connecting bus. But to continue to say it
constantly
throughout the trip,
yeah,
it just I guess it rubbed me the wrong way. But the trip was nice. Once I got on the bus, we had a few problems getting back home, but once we got home, Kyzia's mom grabbed her handy-dandy tool set and got to working on the wheelchair for me. Thank you, Ms. Donna, for
thanks, Mom,
for helping us out with that. I truly don't know what I'd do without you or your tools.
Because some wheelchair companies are not as reliable as they should be. Let's just leave it at that.
Well, that's other stories for other days.
Yes, another story for another day.
However, if you're going to San Antonio to Houston and you got to get on another bus, be prepared that that bus is always late.
Well, because there's a lot of traffic, y'all. Like when we got into we were coming from San Antonio. So we went through a couple small towns, and so like we went through, excuse me, went through a town called Columbus, Texas, which is where I went to Bibles college. And I was all, oh my gosh, we're at Columbus. And then we get into Katy, and that's like where the traffic starts picking up. That's how you know you're in the outskirts of Houston. Like Katy is more like the outskirts of Houston, Texas. So the traffic was starting to back up. Thank God all those buses can get on the tollway.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they hadn't, we probably would have been late, and we had to get on a metro lift to go home to my house. Thankfully, they called Garland about 10 minutes beforehand. Thank God that the Greyhound and all the big buses and like metro, they can get on the HOV lane, so they can avoid all that rush traffic. Because we came in probably about I think by the time we hit the actual part of Houston, the metropolitan area of Houston, it was probably about 4. So people are already starting to get off of work. So, and rush hour traffic is from 5 to 6. So, but we missed that, but there was still so much traffic. But thank God the Greyhound was able to get on the HOV and get into downtown before we caught any major traffic. And then we get back. Actually, we get off the Greyhound, and
no stops.
No stops.
So bring food, bring drinks, enough
They
for
have
3 hours.
They have some movies that you can watch on the. I watched Jumanji, Going.
You watch movies?
Yes, there's some free movies.
Now I thought that Greyhound, I envisioned whenever I got on the Greyhound bus that I was gonna see like little TVs in the seats. But I didn't see that. Where did you watch a movie at? How did you watch a movie?
There was a web address that you put into your phone, and it brought up all these movies that you can watch for free on the Greyhound.
In your phone?
Yes.
Oh man, another thing. You get on a Greyhound bus, you gotta bring headphones.
Yes, please. Like, gosh.
I had a lady sit in front of me talking about conspiracy theories the whole drive to San Antonio. And then I know she hears the bus driver talk about,
please put your headphones on because no one wants to hear your music or your conversations.
Oh, he had a whole spiel about that too. I thought that one was pretty funny. He had like a 12-minute introduction about this, how this bus ride was gonna go.
Yeah.
Don't make me call them boys on you.
This was the one coming back into Houston.
I sure will. You'll be off this bus, so make me call them boys on you for about 12 minutes.
He was going on and on and on and on. You know, I mean, it's their, they have different experiences, but
oh man,
it was funny.
It was a trip.
It was funny.
That's for sure.
And I was actually nervous. Okay, so I booked the trip to go through the Greyhound. And so all of a sudden I went to see, other people's experiences, of course, so you get on YouTube. And so I did not like what I found on YouTube. I found the most horrendous experiences of people in wheelchairs and Greyhound bus drivers. And so I was super, super nervous of Garland getting on a Greyhound bus because,
So what kind of stuff did you see?
like, drivers yelling at people in wheelchairs, saying that they can't accommodate them, or saying that what they're about their routines or something like that are an annoyance to other people, and people, I mean, really disrespecting people in wheelchairs. And so I was so nervous because I know if anybody starts yelling at Garland, like, forget fiance, I'm gonna growl out and come out mama bear on you. Like, what? My phone keeps going off. And the I was actually prepared for something to go wrong if it did go wrong, because I had watched so many horror stories on YouTube.
However, that was not our experience,
Thank
and
God.
we don't want to promote that.
No, and so
We had a great experience with a great bus driver.
Two great bus drivers. The one coming back, he was good too.
No, that's the one I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
He did rub me the wrong way with the continuing to tell you, you know, because what are you gonna do once you get to Houston? You don't have a hotel booked. Your bus just left 5 minutes ago. Now you're stuck sitting on a Greyhound bench for 13 hours till the next one comes.
Well, you know,
with crazy lady singing in the.
There was a lady.
There's a different type of people. There are people that get on Greyhound buses that would never be able to get through the checkpoints of an airport. I'm just letting you know that from the jump. There's this crazy lady in a cut, too old for one. This lady is 51 years old. Got her belly button all hung out, thinking she's looking just A1. She was not steak sauce, guys. She was talking about, I love this song. All up on her hair. Talking about, my grandkids can't wait to see me. Just tweaked out.
Oh my gosh, I'm crying. I'm crying.
You're crying because you was there. You experienced it. You know it was true.
I did experience. Oh gosh.
I'm so glad that lady went to Laredo.
Yeah, she got on the bus to Laredo. But.
Oh, I could not have handled.
Oh,
I could not have handled a San Antonio to Houston.
3 hours and 25 minutes.
3 hours and 25 minutes. No, that lady would have been gotten them boys called on her. Is what would have happened.